But if the racist element in this country, which is very strong, decide that if the health bill passes, Obama is winning. He's gone past the Republicans now, but he's fighting with his own Democratic brethren who have been hamstringing him as well. He's walking a very tight rope with no safety net under it. Now, if the media mistakes our loving critique, admonition, rebuke, and exhortation to our brother,
Tell it, minister.
and then say that we hate him, and then use this as a stamp of approval on a death warrant for our brother, then none of us will ever be able to stand in front of our people again if they believe that we join this conversation as haters of our brother. So we want to make that very clear.
Love.
Very clear. Now, last point I'm making. The last point. If you don't like our brother, vote him out. We can bear to lose an election, but we cannot bear to make Michelle and her children fatherless and husbandless, as we saw with Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. And I'm warning you, America, they got it on YouTube, should he be assassinated? That's right.
It's on
And
YouTube.
nobody's jumping on the preacher who's praying that God kills him.
Right.
See, this is real in America when you disturb the powers that run things. I'll close with this. Our brother was selected before he was elected. Wait a minute. Now, all of you know something about kingmakers. When people in back rooms come to somebody who's popular, somebody who's intelligent, that don't speak with a Negro dialect, a light-skinned Negro that is non-threatening to white people because they can see themselves in him because he's part them and part us. This is political scheming, which Senator Reid got involved in. He didn't mean no harm. He was just talking about the white mentality.
That's right.
So now, when you select a man, the man may never know what your purpose was. Because I understand that his initial victory in Iowa was financed largely by Goldman Sachs. I don't know the truth. That's what I've read. Now look, who selected a junior senator that hadn't even got his foot wet in the Senate and made him believe that he, from that position, could become president of the United States? I suggest to you that the people that looked at him and saw his brilliance, saw that that brilliance could be used for a purpose that was not our agenda. Now, I'm closing now. The people that chose him know the time that we are living at the end of America's rule as a great power in the world. Now, you have to face it. She's bankrupt. What are you going to do when the dollar is worth nothing? They are printing money out of thin air to back these programs. So my brother may be disappointing some that thought he would be what maybe he has the nerve not to be. So I say to all of you in this room and all who are watching by television, we need to pray for our brother and his family and warn America, leave that brother alone.
Minister Farrakhan.
Let me.
I have a question for Minister Farrakhan. And it's a very serious question. I heard what you said, and I understand what you're saying. But what you gave is, you just gave reasons why, to the average person that might be listening out there, and really, I tell you, we're operating under fear right now. And the average person will now say, Minister Farrakhan said this, so I might not need to move. I might not need to do anything in terms of our agenda, our people to move. I know what you're saying. It can be said that that's why we don't need to do anything.
Right.
But you got millions of families, black families in America, black babies, black men, black women, who are suffering. Who speaks for them? Nobody in America right now speaks for black people, whether they're elected, anointed, or appointed. Whenever they mention black people, they say minority, or they say women, Hispanic, black people. The Latino community, Hispanic is really, first of all, not a race, it's a culture. And so they come together around common cause to get something. We work with Latino, we didn't work with Hispanic, we work with the Latino, which is a whole different thing. So you have Gutierrez who have no problems talking about the Latino community. You have your white Tea Parties, you have Lipinski, all the rest of them talking about the white community. You have labor, and I know a lot of folks with labor in here, pushing bills, but at the same time they won't allow black folks to get into unions. You have them saying, bring us the shovel-ready projects, and you drive down the Dan Ryan or drive down 47th Street or 55th Street, don't see no black folks working. So we have to, and I guess I'm just free. Dr. King gave his life. Dr. King said, if you're not ready to die, don't go to war.
Say that again.
If you're not ready to die, don't go to war. Wear your cemetery suit, because there's going to be some casualty. Not that I want our president. I'm saying that in our community right now, there is no other community in this country that's suffering more than us. You said America's coming to its end, and I'm going to end this tab, because I want to tell him.
I'm going to jump in, yeah.
I'm going to say, but with us, those of us who are descendants of enslaved Africans in America, we have no currency in no country. We have a continent, but we have no currency in country, which means that we have a right to the resources because of all the things that you said we've done. So that's my concern right now.
Let me jump in. I'm going to let you respond, Brother Minister.
But you understand what I'm saying?
I got what you're saying, number one. Number two, I'm going to turn that into a very short question for the Brother Minister to hone in on the point you're making.
Yeah.
Before I do that,